But again,
It's live with a black screen.
Oh, what the heck?
Oh, I don't have that though. Oh, wait, no, I do. What? Oh, we're live.
we're back. All right, beautiful. We are back. Time to try and
This
get
is
people in here.
this has been such a night.
This is welcome to how I don't know how it happens that you know I I do I do 50 shows through the season, and on show 51, I guess now in the playoffs, I've managed to find two technical issues that have not happened once through the whole season. So that's fun. Um, all right, welcome back. We were talking about Conn Smythe winners. All I can say is that the MVP of tonight on in Streamland is Rob. So thank you to Rob for solving all of our problems all the time.
Yes.
Um, every time
Arthur.
we ask him to. Um, but yeah, all right. So let's try and get this back on track here, folks. So we were talking about the favorite Conn Smythe winner on both sides. Um, I think we basically touched on it all. We were basically saying it's either going to be, if it's not either goalie, it's going to be Marchessault or Kachuk. So I think we pretty much hit the necessary spots on that. So what perfect time for a little word from our friends at Sports Interaction before this goes down again. So get in on the action and make your bet with Sports Interaction. Every hit, every shot, every goal. From all your favorite teams and players to professional rats like Matthew Kachuk to
Hey.
two misconducts in one night.
Okay,
They,
fair enough.
they
Fair
nailed
enough.
it.
Like
They nailed it.
36 penalty minutes
Hey,
in 2 games.
Sports Interaction nailed it. With competitive odds, the best in live in play, and more ways than ever to get into the game, like Minute Madness, our exclusive game with so many opportunities to win by the minute. Download the app in Ontario or use the QR code you see at the bottom of the screen, or head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN to get started. 19 plus, please play responsibly. It's 2-0. I believe they put on the broadcast that teams that have been up 2-0 following the homestand the beginning of a Stanley Cup Final. I believe it's a 38-3 overall record. Um, so listen, if Florida was going to win the cup on this like Cinderella, like incredible magical run, could it start any other way? Probably not. They got to
Of
face
course
some
not.
adversity after the Bruins. So
I yeah, no, they're gonna wreck it. Game 3, game 4, game 5, game 6, and game 7. Wait, game 6.
you
That's
heard it here
4.
first, folks. The Florida Panthers are going to be the first team to ever win the Stanley Cup 5-2.
It's a best of nine now. It's now a best
I'd
of
say
nine series.
I'd say it's late, but it's literally 9 p.m. So I can't even. I was not a math person.
I'm not
Neither was
either.
Anyway,
I.
I'm not either. It's 5 a.m. for me, so I don't know what.
yeah, my
You got no
98%
excuse.
math 11 left. That was the last time I was ever credible. Anyway, yeah, you know what? I believe in the Rats. I believe in the Panthers. I believe and also, you know what? I'm not fully cheering against Vegas. And the reason for that is because the Canucks were not recently, many years ago. I was a child. Were 2-0, up 2-0 in a series
Mm,
after their homestand in 2011.
I'm glad you went. That's exactly where I was gonna go next. So I'm
Yeah,
glad you. I'm
that
glad
was
you.
one of the three. But yeah, so they're going into the away games. They were up 2-0. And yeah, I have a good feeling about the Panthers because I'm slightly cheering for Vegas, and that is totally the only reason why.
She says with a Panthers hat and
And Panthers
cat ears.
Panther ears.
I
Yeah,
have
I'm
I have
kind of cheering for
ulterior
Vegas,
motives.
guys. I'm
I
kind
have
of
ulterior. No, I'm cheering for Vegas in the way that I tweet out Aiden Hill shutout whenever there's a shutout and then Panthers score. So
okay.
that's the way I'm a Vegas fan.
It's like I'm cheering for them because teams I cheer for are never allowed to win. Is that the kind of oh wow.
I'm a Leafs, Rangers, and Canucks fan. How do you think I feel?
How do you land on? Okay, we can't talk about this too. We can't. We gotta try and focus on the game. I don't know how. I'm one of those people who's like fuck every team but the Sens. So I listen, for those of you out there who can like handle multi-team fandom. I don't understand it and I envy you.
If Hank Green can do it, why can't I?
There you go. Oh. Who for
Wait.
some reason has a soft spot for the Sens.
He's joining the ownership group from the Cancer Center.
For Neko Sparks, yeah. He's gonna be thrown into the anyway. Okay. What else is there to talk about this game?
On the Ottawa Senators. Sorry. The rest of this game. Hank Green tweeted again, fuck Matthew Tkachuk, so there's that.
So we know which Tkachuk brother he likes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's this game, it's not fun to get blown out in the first two games of the Stanley Cup Final.
No.
But at the same time, it's a little entertaining that we've broken away from the low scoring games. Personally, because those low scoring games I kind of really hate, where it's like so tight it's almost like a playoff game. I'm quoting Francesco Aquilini for that one. When it's like those types of tight games, I'm like, okay, this is good and all, but at the same time, one team getting completely humiliated, even if it is my team, it's more entertaining in a way. I feel like that's better for the absolute tomfoolery that is the game of hockey. That's just my opinion. Because it is literally just guys on knife shoes. And
that's true.
It's true, and there's a guy with a bunch of pillows on his arms and legs with trying to stop a little rubber thing from getting into the net. Like, I feel like there's so many more opportunities for this game to be funny, and they don't allow it to. They've allowed it too far for the Florida Panthers to get into the Stanley Cup Final. I think that was the funny capacity, but hey, they're blowing the roof off this one. So
you find games more fun when it's a blowout?
Yeah, 100%. I was at a game 7-6 overtime winner. It's not really, it was a blowout in the first period. It was the Canadiens and the Canucks. The Canadiens were up 4-0 by the end of the first. I believe it was 4-0, yeah, and then it ended up 7-6 Canucks in overtime. Or I went to a 6-4 game where the Rangers beat the Canucks. Yeah, because I've been to like the tight, low-scoring games before. I went to Toronto and the Leafs won 3-2 against the Canucks, and I was like, oh, this is fun. Jordy Ben got the game winner. Like, I feel like when it's like those low-scoring games, it's less entertaining and less I don't say less interesting, because like hockey is interesting to a point, but I feel like when you focus on, now as the league transitions to a focus less on toughness and more on skill and speed and goal scoring, I feel like this is going to be a trend. Obviously, we've seen it this playoffs, like Vegas knocked Dallas out last week with a 6-0 shutout, which is insane. But yeah, I feel like as we go on, I feel like it's better for the sport to have higher scoring games throughout both the regular season and the playoffs. Because then you focus less on
I'm completely with you on the higher scoring games. I think I would just prefer a 5-4 OT win over like an 8-1 win. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yeah, maybe not blowouts is the proper word to use, but like high scoring. Let's go with that.
Like no goalies were involved.
No goalies are involved. Give me that 9-8 Seattle LA game from a few months back. Give me that every game of the playoffs.
That game was crazy.
That was insane.
Although one of my favorite all-time postseason games was that Penguins Flyers 10-3 from 2012. That game was fun.
Oh, that whole series, man. That whole series was insane. Okay, here. So we're only 2 games in. Where do the two of you think that this? I mean, obviously this has the potential to be an incredible final. I'm hoping it's not going to be a sweep. I want more of this. Um,
Mhm.
where do you think this has the potential to land as far as on the list of like all time finals? Is this going to be a final that any of us think back to even 5 years from now? Is it going to be a classic? Like where are we at right now? Because you think there's some because like there are some finals that just stand out so much more than others.
I don't know. Personally, a lot of finals to me are like they don't stand out as much compared to like the ones that stand out to me are obviously the ones where the team I was cheering for lost, 2011. But I
2007.
say, yeah, I'd say, I'd say it's gonna be. I'm hoping that it turns out to be a better series. I hope Florida brings back that bite that we saw against Carolina, that we saw against the Leafs, that we saw in the later games against the Bruins. I hope that Florida brings that energy back and, gets a fire lit under their asses a bit. But at the same time, is it going to be a truly memorable series? Not until Florida does that. If it's a sweep, if it's a gentleman sweep and it's 5 games, nothing. There's like
Right.
no one is going to care about the series. Everyone's just like, oh, Vegas got their first cup and in their 6 years of existence. Yay them. And then they're gonna move on to the next team. So I feel like that's what it's gonna be unless Florida really steps up and makes it less easy for Vegas, essentially. Yeah, that's what I think.
How about you, Avery? You think this has the makings of a memorable final, or is this one that no one's gonna think back on?
I think there'll be moments that we remember it. If the series is sweet, they're gonna remember the Aiden Hill save in game one, which I think if Vegas wins, it'll be a statue at T-Mobile Arena. That'll be a statue within 5 years if
Yeah.
Vegas does sweep the Panthers. And then of course people are gonna remember the game two misconducts, the hit on Kachuk and Eichel. But this series is a 4-0 sweep. Overall, it'll go down as Vegas won their first cup, but beyond a few moments won't be that memorable. It's going to take Florida coming back and making this at least a 6 or 7 game series for people to say, oh, that series was amazing. And I'll throw in, too, if there's an overtime game or two that goes like to triple or 4 overtimes, then it'll add to the memorability. It'll add to that because people always remember a game that goes stupid long in the postseason. Those games are always remembered, no matter what year or how the series goes.
They always remember the
sure.
tomfoolery. That's kind of the principle. They always remember the weird stuff that happens, like multiple OTs, multiple misconducts. They're gonna remember the dumb stuff that happened, and if there's a particularly brutal hit, that's gonna be remembered too, because hockey is a physical sport, even though it lowers players' life expectancies. Anyway, I do think that it'll be memorable in the ways that it is dumb.
I think the main reason it has a chance to be memorable is because it feels like there's been about 6 teams in the last 15 Stanley Cup Finals. So it's just nice to have a complete change of pace. So I mean, and who knows? Maybe the playoffs are going to continue like this the next few years. Maybe it's going to be a whole bunch of fresh faces in the finals, and then it's then this is just another one of them. But if next year we get if Colorado has another run, if it's just one of those things where like it just I'm just so happy that it's a different looking final. It's new teams.
Sens Canucks.
Oh.
Sens Canucks. Let's go. Unfinished business, baby.
Yeah.
I'm
just waiting for the first cup final between 2 game over markets to just tear SDPN apart.
Oh,
yeah, but that would mean that they have to allow a Canadian team to win the cup.
This is an all Canadian final would ruin this company. Like
it would ruin this country, dude. You know how the riots happened in 2011 here? That would be the entire.
Forget the Vancouver riots. Imagine the SDPN riots. Like, people are going to get fired. Could you imagine the two streams going like a Toronto Edmonton final would be
that would be the
nuts.
worst.
First, for viewership, it would be incredible. Like the entertainment value would be nuts. But the hosts, oh my god, dude, Avery, I'd be worried for you, man. The fighting between the employees at our company.
Well, I mean, you guys, you all saw how fired up the stream to get Edmonton between myself and Dennis and Zach. I don't know what happened if we did have. We could have had this year. We could have had this year Edmonton Toronto. We could have had Winnipeg Toronto this year.
No, we couldn't. let's be real. Let's be honest here.
It was possible by the fact they qualified.
No offense to Listen Brady. No offense to Listen Brady, but that team was not. No. I say that easily because the Canucks didn't make it, but at the same time,
okay. So I'm sure we'll go off the rails again momentarily. The reason I wanted to bring up the how memorable this final would be, and just what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I guess just being memorable in general is because, I mean, no disrespect to this player, all right? He's been a really solid player for a decade now. Everyone would want him on his team. We are 2 wins away from Alec Martinez having 3 cups. Has there ever been maybe a less known player outside of, the mainstream big fan bases, right? Like, can you name a player with 3 cups that's less of a household name? And when you could pick whatever French dude was on the 4th line of the Habs in the 60s or whatever, sure. But like, as far as like modern day goes, Alec Martinez, I mean, when he was traded from LA, like, I think there were probably about 25 teams that had fan bases going, who wouldn't want Alec Martinez on your blue line? But like, Alec Martinez is 3 Stanley Cups and probably has no shot at all at the Hall of Fame, which is a weird sentence to put together. I
feel like Pat Maroon's, sorry, people in the chat are saying Pat Maroon. I feel like Pat Maroon is like, he's more well known than Alec Martinez, because I just had to double check Alec Martinez's DB, because I was like, what team was this man on? But
I think that helped prove my point then. I think that yeah.
I feel like that would be the least known in the modern era of the NHL. Like,
even if we're really cherry picking and calling it the salary cap era, like, definitely, but I would say 80s onward, really. I mean, maybe the Oilers had some random dude on the 4th line back in the 80s who won a bunch, but like, as far as modern day NHLers go, I believe Martinez did have the cup winner. Richard in the chat here saying against the Rangers. I don't remember which one it was, but that's one of my favorite things too. Just the most random guys having a cup winning goal. It's the best. It's the best.
Actually, if you want to talk about salary cap here, Colin Fraser has 3 cups. Colin Fraser has 3 rings.
Oh, that's a great Avery with pulling the name out of the hat. I love it. What a name. Okay, well, what years does he have?
He's got
Chicago 2010, LA 2012, LA 2014.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Alec Martinez is working his way up to that point.
He was drafted 2003, 69th overall.
Nice.
So, of course, nice. He's going to get there eventually.
Of course it was 03, too. 03.
03 is stacked, dude.
03 is dumb. 03. Like, even like who are the best picks in 03? Oh, this guy won 3 cups, and he wouldn't be one of the first 50 guys you name from that draft. Like, what a stupid draft. Unbelievable.
It was the first draft I was alive for.
Now I feel ancient.
Oh, that's scary.
I'm sorry.
That's...
No, because now it's weird, because it used to be Craig Anderson was the last player that was drafted before I was alive. But then Yeah, and now he's retired, so now it's just Marc-Andre Fleury, who might retire soon anyway. So it's great. Yeah,
Avery,
but
have you ever felt so old?
As someone as a 93-year-old who remembers watching Mark Messier play live, I do feel ancient now, knowing that I grew up watching guys who played in the 70s. I was like, that makes me feel ancient knowing that Craig Anderson's career predates Kaya being alive.
yeah,
That's
it's
terrifying.
fun.
That's terrifying.
It's
Wow.
great.
All right. Well.
Nicholas Hall.
Oh no, Nick Hjalmarsson. Yeah, he has 3 cups.
What? That's how you say that?
All with
yes.
Chicago, right? So when he was a mainstay, he was a mainstay on that blue line. Like
Okay.
he was what, probably maybe not their number 3 defenseman for all 3 of those cups, but like top 4 on all 3 for sure, right? I think 13 and 15 at least, he was definitely number 3 behind Keith and Seabrook. But I'm trying to remember what that blue line looked like in 2010.
2010 was Keith Campbell,
Brian
Bufflin,
Campbell.
Seabrook.
Oh, Dustin
Hjalmarsson.
Bufflin. Oh my
Yep,
god.
Bufflin was there.
That's right.
Hendry. Sopel.
Wow, I
Nick
forgot Dustin
Boynton
Bufflin was on
played
that
3
team.
games.
My
Yeah,
God.
he was on the 2010 Chicago Blackhawks.
I forgot about that. And then he immediately left because that
if
that
you
team
want to
blew
know
up.
other fun things about this 2010 Chicago Blackhawks, Google 2010 Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah. Oh wow! That just hit. Oh wow!
It just hit you.
It was the tape delayed reaction.
It's like Kachuk when, I don't know, but somebody hit him into the net. I think it was Martinez hit him into the net early.
From Joel in the chat, Matt Cullen. Matt Cullen is, yeah, because Matt Cullen he won the back-to-back with Pittsburgh, and then he won with Carolina, I think.
Yeah,
he
he was on Carolina. Yeah,
06.
he was on Carolina in 06, and
Did he win the
he won the
back-to-back with
back-to-back with
Pittsburgh?
Pens. Yep.
Yes.
Matt Cullen,
Hey,
Ottawa Senators legend. That's what I'll throw out there.
He played 27 games for the Sens.
Yeah, and I think he had like 25 breakaways. So listen, dude was like 36, and dude was fast. That's Matt Cullen's deal. He was old as hell, and he was fast.
Oh my god, he's 46 now, and he last played in 2018-19.
He had longevity.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned
how many games, Kai? Well, if you have that up right now, how many games did Matt Cullen play?
For the Sens or just in general?
In total.
In total, in the NHL, he played 1,516 games.
Yeah, like
he had 731 points in that time. He played 132 playoff games with 58 points. So
wow.
And you're asking Charlie about
3 cups is what? Wait, Justin Williams. Was he at?
Oh.
He won both with the Kings, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay, but
was he on Carolina in 06? Or is that later?
I feel like
he was.
Yes, he was.
He was. So Carolina, yeah, Justin Williams is part of the 3 Cup club, but he's also.
But he's Mr. Game 7,
Justin Williams,
right? Like
so. He's
Captain Clutch, so he's
that would be saying if Chris Kreider had 3 cups, it would be like, oh yeah, Chris Kreider, who knows who this guy is? And it's just like, people know who Chris Kreider is.
No, I got a real deep.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
I got a real deep. I know Charlie asked earlier. There was an 80s Oiler who was in that comparison. Pat Hughes has 3 cups, 1 in Montreal, 2 in the Oilers, and Pat Hughes, he retired 130 goals in his career. He is one of 34 NHL players to score 5 goals in a game. He's probably the most random guy to have a 5-goal game in the NHL ever.
Gotta be, right?
He scored 5 goals in the Oilers' 10-5 win over Calgary in '84.
That's amazing.
Holy shit.
And Pat Hughes is probably one of the most nondescript players ever in league history. He had a 5-goal game.
Dude just looks like another hockey player.
Yeah, from Joel in the chat, players with 3 cups who don't make the Hall of Fame should get their own Hall of Fame. Honestly, can we make the SDPN Hall of Fame like the Hall of 3 cups? The hall of you're not the reason your team won, but you're good enough to be on winning teams.
I'm for it, but that means that there's 0 Canucks there. 0. And that means 0 Canucks, but also Mark Messier, and I don't like that. So, yeah. But hey, you know what? The argument you need a cup to get into the Hockey Hall of Fame, I feel like that's not valid anymore.
Nah.
Because look at the recent class. None of them won a cup. Like,
yeah,
Alfie never won a cup. Sedin's. I'm sorry. Nope. Sedin's, no. Luongo. This is the farthest he's been in the playoffs with the Florida organization, and he's not playing.
That's true.
Like, it's true and a bit sad. But yeah, they didn't win a round, I think, until last year, since 96. So
that's nuts.
Yeah, like people hate on the Leafs, but anyway.
I would have been born like a few weeks after that Cup final run, so to think that the Florida Panthers hadn't won a round my whole lifetime.
Up until this year, they hadn't. The Toronto Maple Leafs hadn't won a round in my brother's lifetime, and it was weird.
So I'm the grand old man of the chat, because when I was born in '93. I was born New Year's Day '93. So when I was born, the Habs won their last cup when they beat the LA Kings.
Nah, you're the old man.
Old man. Yeah.
Do we have anything else to talk about this game? Because I'm sure as soon as we bring up something else about this game, we'll manage to get off topic and start talking about players with 3 cups. I just wanted to bring up the fact that Alec Martinez, solid player his whole career. I don't want to take anything away from him. Weird dude to have 3 cups.
Yeah. Yeah. Roberto Luongo played 6 games total with the Florida Panthers over in the playoffs. Over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 seasons with the Panthers. He played 6 playoff games.
That should be a crime.
Yeah. He didn't get any points.
But,
I can't find his playoff stats.
I'll give you all some insight into Alec Martinez. I'm doing a feature for Hockey News on the Golden Knights proficiency when it comes to shot blocking. So I interviewed Alec after it was game 3 of before game 3 of Edmonton Bay's. I interviewed Alec Martinez, and he's the leader in shot blocks. So I asked him, Alex, just about the art of shot blocking, and I guess I asked him, of course, you never came to this game wanting to be a shot blocking defenseman, and he said to me, being a leader and being the shot blocking leader, I might need a dunce cap for being that leader. Verbatim quote: he said you might need a dunce cap for being the shot block king.
Is dude from like the 50s? Who even says dunce cap anymore?
You gotta be so brave and so dumb to put yourself in front of that many shots.
And he admitted as much, because he admitted that you don't want to be the guy. You don't come into the league expecting to be the guy with over 190 blocks in a season.
That's giving Orange Cat energy. Just like no brain.
Wow.
I've never owned a cat. I just understand that orange cats are the dumb ones. So
that checks out, I think.
That is the discourse. That's where we've gotten.
Welcome to Game Over Cup Final, where we got cat disc. Oh, technically we do have cat. I mean, it's the Panthers, so cat discourse. So it works. It fits. I have no idea where to take this show. So what do you guys think? Do we wrap it up here?
Panthers in 6, baby.
Any last things you guys want to throw out there about tonight's game? Because I ran through my notes, and I got nothing else. Hockey fun, thumbs up. That's what I gotta say.
I will just add, I think Jack Eichel's made of vibranium, because he came back from that hit from Tkachuk, came back and helped set up another goal in the same game. Like, I swear his neck is made of vibranium or aluminium, because that would have kept a lesser man out.
Yeah, true. I feel like it's also because, it's the first time he's been in the playoffs in his career. So I feel like that's a motivating factor, but also I feel like he just sat in the quiet room for 15 minutes over intermission and was like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like, it was probably adrenaline based. So he'll probably be hurting tomorrow, but at the same time, you got 2 more days because they scheduled it weird the Stanley Cup final. So
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. Like I understand throwing an extra day with after travel days. Like it's consistent, but it's weird. Like at the
yeah.
very least, it's consistent. But like, what the hell are you gonna do for the next 2 days?
At least it's shorter than what it was, like 7 days or 6 days without hockey. Like I didn't know what to do with my life for that last week. But when it came to when it comes to travel, at least it's like southern, because I saw this one TikTok that was about the worst travel path if it was the Stanley Cup final, and it was Vegas. It wasn't Vegas. It was Florida and Vancouver. So it's a good thing my team sucks, because otherwise that travel, like, it would be 5 days in between games, I swear.
God.
It is not easy to fly to Florida from here. It's across the continent. So yeah. Anyway,
Avery, you got any travel discourse to throw in the mix here? Any opinions?
I will just say that traveling between the East Coast and West Coast like that is, it's gonna be tough, but you know what? Hey, these guys are used to it though. But also too for the media, I gotta say, for the media members who are covering both games in Vegas and Miami, pace yourselves. Don't go too hard. I don't want to hear about anyone in the media going too hard and falling asleep on the Strip or on South Beach, because media folk can enjoy having a good time after games.
bring sunglasses for the studio lights. Drink water. Drink water. Drink water, everybody. Stay hydrated.
Everybody stay hydrated. Not even if you're not part of the hockey media world going to these games, stay hydrated.
Oh yeah, yeah. Regardless of where you stand, just stay hydrated. Drink that water.
Right. I'm sitting at home in front of a computer and I'm staying hydrated. I'm in fucking. You want to talk about how much sunlight? I'm in fucking England right now. I'm staying hydrated. So
there you go.
Gotta stay hydrated.
It's important.
Also, I want to also point out, I didn't even bring this up earlier. Fucking 3 for 3 on glasses on this panel. How about that?
Yeah.
Yay!
Glasses crew. Eyesight sucks. Well,
I have 20/20 vision when you can just.
We should be refs.
Oh God.
Anyway, thank you for watching. What is probably not just technically, but also I think probably content wise the most chaotic episode of Game Over Cup. I can only hope it'll be the most chaotic episode of Game Over Cup Final. We'll see how everyone else does through this series, but thank you for sticking with us through the technical difficulties of YouTube deciding to end the stream, and just being split up into 2 parts for some reason. I'll have to track down these different pieces to put together to throw onto all of our favorite streaming platforms for the audio version. Hopefully that won't be an issue for anyone. But yeah, go hockey. Can I get a go hockey? 3, 2, 1. Go hockey. Go hockey. We love hockey. Yeah, hockey. Woo. It's the best. Real quick, actually, from Steven in the chat, laser eye surgery is worth it. Got it. Not this past February, but the one before. See, I get mixed reviews on the laser eye surgery.
I don't know. There's a whole Family Guy episode where Lois goes blind after she gets it, and I don't really want to do that. But then it's like turns into a whole convoluted fake charity thing. I remember every Family Guy episode. It's kind of a red flag. But I don't know if my eyes would work with laser eye surgery because of how bad they are. So
see, I think my red flag is that I watched Family Guy up until halfway through season 13. Like I thought it was okay until then. Then I got halfway through season 13. I was like, I can't handle this. So my red flag is that I did watch that. I watched 12 seasons of Family Guy.
I just put it on in the background and just let it play, and somehow I absorbed the plot from that. I don't know why. I don't know how. I have no motives for the things I do. I just do them. So sound like a criminal.
Avery.
Just
You got any
Yeah,
Family
just
Guy
using Disney
opinions,
Plus.
dude?
You know, I was a Family Guy. I was a kid who watched Family Guy like at a way too young age. I was the kid who could watch Family Guy like 10 years old. But
Yeah.
no, I think that show jumped the shark quite a long time ago.
Oh yeah, it's not good
time.
anymore. It's not good anymore, but it's there, and I don't know. I don't like The Simpsons as much, so yeah, it's there. What is this about again?
I hope everyone enjoyed this hockey podcast.
That's devolved into the Family Guy,
Yeah.
Jumping the Shark Hour, Lois Griffin Talk, Glenn Quagmire Hour.
I didn't manage to bring up food once, which is a problem. With Avery being on this episode, I was really hoping we could get into some
wrote an
real
essay on
solid
Family Guy
food
once.
discourse.
See, I'll be back in Toronto in June, and I'm gonna walk into SDPN Studios, probably greeted by a steak being thrown in my head by Steve or Adam or Jesse. Like
The puck that they use for the rest of the games is just something that Avery would eat.
at some point, when I'm in, we'll try and set something up. As many of us can be in Toronto as possible. We'll have like we'll have a nice dinner out. We'll all go to a steakhouse just so we can watch Avery order his well done.
Can I get the kids menu?
Yeah. we'll all order medium rare steaks, except for Avery's gonna get his well done, and Kaya's gonna get the nuggies. You go for the nuggies? Nice. All right. Thank you for listening to Game Over Cup Final. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for sitting through all of this. We really appreciate it. This was a very I don't know how to describe this episode. Anyway, I had a blast. I guess we'll just plug our Twitter because we want everyone to follow us and listen to more takes that you've listened to on this. So obviously, like the stream, share with your friends, follow SDPN on Twitter because you can see right there at SDPN
Sports.
Avery, where can people follow you and check out your stuff?
They can find all my work with Game Over, their intermission, Avery Sports Show. You can find all the links on Twitter at AVRY.
This guy getting a Twitter account that's just his first name. He's like Adele. Incredible. Kaya, where can people find you?
I'm at Real Kaya May on Twitter, but also Kaya May on YouTube and Kaya May on Twitch.
Nice.
That's where you can find me.
And you can find me on Twitter at CWRSnow. And if you didn't hate everything I had to say, check out Game Over Ottawa. It'll be back at some point. October? Probably. Safe bet. Yeah, once again, thank you all for tuning in to Game Over Cup Final. This was a lot of fun. And yeah, hopefully this series goes 7 just because I want to see as many fun mixes of the Game Over hosts that, don't really have the opportunity to work with each other very often. So, yeah, all that to say, or is it finally ending? It is. We'll see you after Game 3. Do we know who's hosting Game 3? Can we throw a shout out there for the
I will
for those who are
throw
going to
a
be on Game
shout out.
3?
Game 3. Oh. Okay, that's the what? It will be Mark.
Mark,
And I
Game
believe
Over
Avery, you're
fame.
for guest.
That's correct.
Avery,
All right.
back-to-back games. Look at this guy go. All right. Well, Avery, I hope you have a great time with Mark. And I'll be sure to tune into that one, as should every single person watching and or listening to this episode. So, yeah, all that to say, see you folks later. And sports are in fact fun. Bye.
Game over! Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada Sportsbook.